Hey everyone, wanted to jump on here as promised and talk to you about how your weekend went. Big weekend, unless you're living under a rock, you probably know that it was Black Friday and Small Business Saturday and Cyber Monday, and now today is Giving Tuesday. So we're still kind of in that sweet spot of people out shopping, and hopefully you did really well today with that. I know when I did my poll the last couple of days that people either, hit it out of the park or they really just didn't see any kind of change. And so I wanted to just jump on here for my weekly blog. I'm going to be putting this up later and talk about, why maybe some of the stuff I observed and maybe the reason why people didn't have a fantastic, Cyber Monday and Small Business Saturday and Black Friday. And I did introduce myself, but I will do that for my blog's sake. Krista Meeks of Social Media Marketing Made Simple, and of course West Virginia Social Media, where I do local social media marketing for clients in my academy, the Social Media Marketing Made Simple Academy. That has people all over the United States learning with trainings, just like this one. All online, all on demand. So I'm going to jump right into what I observed over kind of that holiday weekend and why maybe some of you didn't, hit the mark on, your sales. So one of the big things that I saw was that, and personally, I didn't really know some of those people, what they were even offering during that time. And I think we live in this society where people are like, well, if they don't know who I am and they don't know what I do, then they're just not looking. They're just not, reading or watching me. But that's really not the case, because I think about it in this terms. 5 years ago, I had no desire to know what toy was the most popular toy for a child because I didn't have one. But now, 5 years later, I'm in a different demographic where, I want you to be marketing me your toys because that's what I'm buying. So I think we need to realize that one thing is that you can't just assume people know what you're offering. And especially when it comes to the deals that you're having for that holiday weekend, which ones, you are really pushing. So you want to make sure people know what you're offering. And something that happened to me is I walked into a place over the weekend, and I walked in there because I knew they were having some sort of discount and I needed to buy something for someone in there. But I didn't know all the stuff they had. So then I get in there and I'm like, oh wow, they have this and this and this. And to me, I feel really overwhelmed because then I'm trying to rack my brain. Okay, who do I need a gift for? Who do I need to do this? And we need to remember when we're talking about Black Friday and Cyber Monday and Small Business Saturday is that people are really shopping with intent. The intent to buy something for somebody specific. So you want to make sure they have that in their head before they even walk in your store. And so one of the big things was the products, not knowing. So if you missed that mark and you weren't maybe showing off all the products that you had, whether they're on sale or not, just what you have, a good thing to do between now and Christmas, you have 25-ish days to do this, is to promote your products. You can have a product of the week. You can have a product of the day. It doesn't have to be on sale. Just be something that you're promoting that day. Another thing I saw was, I didn't see any of the products, but I didn't really know, who was having what. I saw a lot of people going, countdown to Small Business Saturday, but, were they going to be open? Were they going to have an open house? Were they going to, again, have those products and services? What were they really participating in? And I think that's really important. It's great that, you're supporting it and you're putting out that, small business flyer so everyone sees that. But if they don't know what hours you're open, what you're participating in that day, then they don't really, know intent to go there. You want to make sure people want to jump on there and jump in your store, and you want to make sure that they, are coming to you, especially on Black Friday when people have so many options. And I know a lot of those folks would go in and say, okay, here's where I want to make sure I go. I know that's how I did on Shop Small Saturday, is that I was like, okay, I want to make sure I hit these certain stores so I can buy the gifts I'm looking for. So I get a big question every year, and I got it this year from a client, is do I tell my Black Friday specials before they happen? And I say absolutely yes, because you want to make sure you get on that list. You know, okay, I want to make sure I walk in that store. I want to make sure I jump on that website and purchase that because they're having that special or deal. You don't necessarily let them purchase it ahead of time, but you make sure they know about it. And they also know that sense of urgency. I see a lot of people that are still having Black Friday specials today. And I'll tell you, me personally, if I saw that on Black Friday, I would think, oh, well, I have until Tuesday to do it. And then I probably would forget. So you want to make sure you have a good sense of urgency. Anytime in marketing we can do sense of urgency, it really helps. So we want to make sure that you're doing that, you know, with your holiday sales as well. So if you do a product of the week or a product of the day and you are going to discount it, make sure it's just for that day. And so that makes people, you know, hit that button and purchase that. So the big thing that I saw working, and there's been a lot of case studies on it, but is the buy one, get one, or buy one, get something is what I always say. It doesn't necessarily have to be like buy one, get one free or buy two, get one free, but it's buy something, get something. And I'll give you an example. For 3 years now, I've been working with a client. We have not changed the specials that they run because they work. And so every year we look at them, we're like, oh, should we change them? And we look at the statistics from the year before, how well it did. And we say, no, why change it? You know, people obviously love that deal. They want to come back for it. And one of the biggest ones that she sells is the buy it's session. So she buys 20 sessions and you get 5 free. That is one of the biggest ones she sells because, you know, people are thinking that value, but you have to tell them ahead of time you're going to do that, because typically, and in this case, it's kind of middle ground. It's a little over $100, so it's not like the 500 plus range, but it's also not the under $100 plus range. So you have to kind of give people some time so they can plan for that. You know, they can purchase that. And then you're giving them something. So they feel that value. Oh, wow, I'm actually getting 25 sessions for the price of 20. Whether they give those 5 away or keep them, no need, you know, for you to worry about that. But the fact that they feel that value. And so buy something, get something free, or, you know, in this case, you know, add-on sessions is probably the best, you know, return on investment that we're seeing, especially around the holidays. People love that. And so if you're going to do something like, you know, buy this book and get a free toothbrush, you know, that's a good way to market that, is to buy something, get something for free. And I think too, it's just going back to the intent, is that people are, you know, especially that last minute shopper that we're going to be seeing in the next 25 days, are really looking for something specific. So making sure that you're getting stuff out there on time, you know that they can, you know, when there should ship it, when you need to buy it by, in order to get it to you. If you're an online store, I think is important to communicate, because if people don't know that, that's going to turn into bad customer service. But if they do know like when to make sure they have their order in, and I know a lot of my makers on here, probably that date is gone, but thinking about, you know, what can you do with that last minute shopper? And so we're going to see a lot of that coming up. And something that's kind of crazy this year, and you probably have already noticed it, but last year when we were planning for 2017, one of the things that definitely popped up was that Christmas was on a Monday, which just changed things. You know, a lot of places aren't open on Sundays. They may have to accommodate and open, or, you know, their last day is going to be Saturday. So you need to make sure that's communicated out, and using social media is a great way to do that. And consistently tell somebody. Don't just put it out there one time, because something that I'm learning in the trainings that I'm taking a training right now, and so I do practice what I preach when it comes to social media trainings, is that we have these people, and they're everywhere, and people are, you know, chatter all the time. And so it's hard for them to just focus on what you're putting out there. So if you just put your extended holiday hours out there one time, somebody is probably going to miss that. So making sure that is going out consistently and regularly is super important. And so those things you need to really take into place when it comes to that last minute shopper. But there is an opportunity there for a last minute shopper, you know, and making sure that you have that stuff set up. So this is a great time to look at the rest of or all of December and decide what you're going to do. If you're going to do a product of the day, or you're going to do a product of the week, if you're going to do last minute sales, announcing the cutoff to the last day you can ship to somebody to make sure they get it on time, putting all of that out there, putting on a nice calendar, and then start scheduling it out or posting it out every day, depending on, how you work that way. So that's kind of my kind of what I saw on Cyber Monday and Black Friday and Small Business Saturday, and some things that I think can really benefit us. It's not too late to have a really fantastic holiday. We want to make sure all of you are successful and that you have money to market come January for 2018. So definitely a vested interest in seeing all of you be successful. Maybe having to push outside your comfort zones a little bit and think outside the box. But definitely, if you have any questions, and there's just a few of you on here, if you have any questions at all, thank you, Andrea, go ahead and ask those right now, and I can answer those for you. Anything about the holidays, any questions, and I do have one other thing I was going to mention. So while I'm waiting on some questions, it's Facebook ads. I'm getting a lot of questions this week on why are my Facebook ads not doing well. They did really well 2 weeks ago, and now they're not. And so the holidays have a lot to do with that as well. And so we just want to make sure that we're being really concise, making sure we know our target market, making sure our message is really clear, because we are competing with the big box stores that are spending tens of thousands of dollars a day. And so a lot of times we can't compete. So we want to make sure we use the best of our budget, but do not get discouraged if you're seeing that you're spending a little bit more money on Facebook ads. And that's just something, in the future, you just need to, either if you're going to do Facebook ads or social media ads, realize it's going to be a little bit of an increase in December. Somebody like me, will say, maybe I'll just cut back completely on Facebook ads, because people aren't really thinking marketing right now. They're in the trenches of selling their stuff. So question, what can service companies offer for an end of the year deal? Oh yeah, I think this is going to be an entirely separate blog post and an Academy thing, because I really kind of think that right now, those people that are shopping and really going, doing that, we need to think as business owners and marketers, we need to think about 2018. And so to get people to kind of switch gears with that is tough. But definitely I'm going to offer an end of the year deal. I've seen it worth it in the past. I didn't do a Black Friday or Cyber Monday or Small Business Saturday deal this year, mainly because I'm pretty busy and I didn't know if I could handle any extra. But in the past, I've done that, and it has increased my sales. So I definitely think it's worth it. I always kind of tend to think the first of the year things go up in price, and so a lot of times I'll say, lock in this rate, or get with me my coaching at the lowest rate it's going to be, because in 2008 my prices are going up. And so that it tends to happen with every business. So I definitely think there's some there. I'm giving an incentive to sign with you in 2018 or 2017, and then start in 2018 is a really good way for service industry people to get that clientele for 2018. So I've done that before in the past and been pretty successful. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do right now. I just had a client ask me if I'm slow in December, and I said, let's hope. But I have not been slow all year. So I'm not holding too much, which is not a bad thing. So, well, thank you for joining me. You can watch this if you missed some of it, and talk about how you can utilize the rest of the holiday shopping season to bring people to your brick and mortar store, to your website, or to your service industry. So, and it will be on the blog soon. Thanks.